Hello everyone, welcome back to another review here on the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at Reverick, specifically his 2026 release. So first, I'll just show a quick picture of where he appeared in Chorus 3. Of course, just a background character who does not speak, but is pretty prominent in the diecast line because he was one of the last ones Mattel could feasibly do for the next gen line, obviously excluding Apple because it's Apple, but a lot of people were waiting high anticipation for his re-release, or his release, I should say, because, like I said, he was one of the last ones, and his time finally came in 2021 in Case L, I believe. Yep, Case L. But unfortunately, that case was not distributed that well, and after 2021, his price is starting to skyrocket quite a bit. I mean, not to like waste damage mood springs levels of skyrocket, but so you'd have to pay a pretty fine penny to get this guy in complete next gen collection. Of course, that was until 2026, where he got paired up in a 2-pack with his fellow next gen mate, Spiky Phillips, who I have reviewed recently, so I'll leave the link in the description below for his review if you want to check it out. But I was saving Jim for his own video because there's just a lot to talk about with him. And with that, let us take a look at the diecast now. So first off, he has a very mean, determined expression, quite different from all the other next gens because his eyebrows actually kind of come down and then go back up. When typically a lot of them just kind of just looking straight on, like he was Spiky here. His expression is pretty much looking straight on. And I also have Noah here. His is a little different. It's not completely looking dead on, but it's in that same position. So yeah, we'll do some more comparisons later on. But I like that expression. Of course, he has the Carbon Cyber logo. And I don't have his original release, but from what I can tell, this is much more silvery, more toned down, because the original one was reflective, which I don't think was supposed to be that way, so I'm glad China actually corrected it. Of course, we actually do have this blue and silver stripes, metallic, which is quite nice actually. I really like that part. And we do have this additional silver stripe going across this bumper here. We have his headlights and grill as well as vents down there. Yeah, you can kind of see some of the new China's quality control. Yeah, it's kind of like that straight out of the package, which is kind of unfortunate. It looks so bad. Like, you can even see a little bit of it coming. I don't know, yeah. Unfortunately, he didn't really paint the bottom bumper. Of course, he has black wheels, so there's not going to be that issue where the rims have these weird wavy effects, which is good. Of course, we have the contingency sponsors, which are Prison Cup, Combustor, Common Cyber, and Synergy. Yeah, those don't look great, honestly. Those, especially Synergy, looks very blurry. But Prison Cup's pretty good. Of course, we have the windows here, which don't look horrible, but yeah, very staticky inside. We have more of that blue. We have more of that metallic blue and silver going across his body, which I do like. Actually, I'm glad they didn't make it flat blue. Also have the Carbon Cyber logo down there. Again, it doesn't look that great, but it is passable. We have the bars, of course, with the number 67. It's a joke. It's numbers of. Goodness, I don't want to get into that. But yeah, we have the gas cap here. Nicely indented, more of the reflective blue. We have the number 67. More reflective blue. We have the window bars, which are painted black. And a spoiler, let's zoom out a little bit. It's just a flat blue, but I think it actually matches quite well with the dark blue, with the reflective blue. He does have this really weird stripe on this side, but on this side for some reason. Kind of peculiar. On the back, we have kind of a split down the middle, because the reflective blue from this side continues on the back, but from this side outwards, it's just green, which is pretty interesting to note. We have 67, the Carbon Cyber logo, looking a little fuzzy, but we do have his rookie stripes to indicate that he is in fact a rookie. This side is, I think it's the same. Well, no, it is different actually, because the blue continues on the black, but the blue continues at the back. Goodness gracious, I cannot talk today. Whereas here, the blue continues all the way up to this part here. It just stops in the back. It's completely green. And here is the base. We have the Pixel made in China. 2525 EAA, so the 252nd day of 2025 at the EAA factory. And so yeah, that about does it for Jim Reverick here. He's probably my favorite item I've gotten so far for 2026, which is kind of saying a lot because there's no new releases in 2026, so very disappointing, but you know, very cool. Aside from like some quality issues, just those strips on the bumper and some of the foil kind of looks a little sloppily applied in some places. I think it's a pretty good re-release. And an improvement over his Thailand version. Before we go, I just want to compare him to a couple other blue and green actions. Started with Chris Foreman, who actually came out in 2026 Singles Case B. So yeah, very similar, both two highly anticipated next gens. They haven't seen the light of day since, well, actually, Chris was longer. He was last seen in 2018. And this is kind of what I was talking about, these wavy effects on the outer edges of the wheels. It's really bad when they have to paint it in green. It's like, straight on, looks fine. But if you told it, it's like, oh, yeah, that looks ugly. But with black wheels, they don't really have to go into that issue. Very close cuts. Almost like, these are kind of like inverses of each other, almost. Because Jin's main color is green with the reflective blue, whereas Chris's main color is blue with the secondary color being green. Pretty funny. We have Newer Gojek, another blue and green next gen. Actually, I think these two are much more similar because they both use green as the main color with blue as the secondary color. I actually do like Noah's pluses and minuses of color across them. It's pretty cool. I believe he's coming back for 2026, so hopefully we'll see if China can fix his graininess. But we'll see. And yeah, that's what. Oh yeah, forgot to mention. Here he is next to Spiky Phillips, his pack mate. Yeah, honestly, I would have not done Spiky. I would have maybe done like, I don't know, flipped over, or like what's another good blue action they haven't done in a while? Really? I think that's about it. Maybe him and Chris would have been fine, but I don't know. I just don't know. But I mean, I don't mind it because my older Spiky was a little damaged. He actually had a big chip on his side. And yeah, that about does it for the review. Thank you all so much for watching. Remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more coming content. See you all next time. Until then, this is Joe Quick Tire signing out.